If you've noticed a sudden dip in your Etsy traffic, you are not imagining it. Etsy's been busy shaking up things this Q3 as they typically do every single year. But don't panic, because as soon as you know exactly what these changes are, you can just simply make a few tweaks and stay in front of your customers. We're talking things like new search algorithms, listing photo changes, where your shop announcement went, and even some sneaky little updates that you probably didn't even know happened on your listings. If you are new around here, I am Bailey, the owner of Bailey Design Co., a 7-figure digital design shop on Etsy, and I now teach others how to create the same types of shops on this YouTube channel and in my online community, the Etsy Growth Club. So while algorithm changes can be somewhat scary, it essentially just means some reshuffling will need to be done, not the entire end of your shop. You do not have to go and bulk update everything. I would just work on these changes in your new process moving forward. So what is confirmed and official? So number one is that search is more personalized. So this is the Etsy algorithm that we're always talking about how certain products are shown to different types of people. This is why you will always get different results than, say, when I type in a keyword. For example, if I type in a tumbler wrap PNG design or a t-shirt PNG design, usually I will get different results than the next person, because we are all being shown different results based on our past action. Our past action could be anything from looking at certain types of products, meaning we're clicking on them, we're favoriting them, and then of course purchasing them. So the Etsy shoppers are just going to be shown more of what they've already been browsing for and what they've been purchasing. So our entire goal now should be to get inside that interest bubble that they are currently looking at. And to do this, you're just going to want to be creating products that are actually trending, meaning that people are searching for them, there is a demand for them, and then the products are actually selling. So just because there's a search for it and a demand for it, we don't necessarily want to look at products that don't have a lot of recent sales, because it really doesn't mean anything. We want to look at those products that are actually having a higher conversion rate than normal, and this is just proof that it's actually working. So then we will take that and create our product and essentially try to make it more unique, different, and better than what that trending product result was. Number two is quality over quantity. Now, this is still really hard in the digital design space or print on demand space, because the more that you put out there, the more repetitions that you are getting in, the more better you are getting with your design process and knowing what your customer actually wants. So I still think that you will need a higher number of listings in the beginning until you become more accustomed to what your customers are actually purchasing. But what this essentially means is that listings that are getting clicks and favorites and add to carts and purchases are definitely going to have more favor with the Etsy algorithm, meaning they are going to get shown more because people are actually paying more attention to it. This is not necessarily anything different than what I've taught in the past, as I've always taught about sales velocity, meaning the more that something gets purchased, the more Etsy is going to continue to show it, because they want those conversions. This is why it's really important to get sales as quick as possible, and I teach a wide variety of different ways to get a sale as quickly as possible, either through growing a Facebook group where you can post instantly your new designs, or an email list where you can send out a weekly email of all of your new products, or even posting on Pinterest or social media platforms. I do recommend watching this video here, which is all about creating an Etsy traffic circle, which is how I was able to grow my Etsy shop to over 385,000 sales in just about 2 years using this traffic circle. So number three is that better photos are better. Etsy wants us to use lifestyle, clear, high quality listing images. They also want us to be adding 5 photos at least. In conjunction with this, there is actually a new listing photo being shown around on Etsy. We aren't sure if this is going to stick around, but instead of the traditional square that it recently was, it's been updated to a rectangle size. Personally, I hope this goes away soon, because as you can see, see as an example on one of mine. Here in the listing results, it's kind of cut off on either side, and I am not about to go back through and update over 2,000 plus listings at this point. So personally, I would just be creating the new listing photo size moving forward. Number 4 is fewer duplicate listings. So this recently came out with the new updates, but Etsy really is cracking down on showing duplicate listings. This means they are cutting down on near identical photos or listing mock-ups from the same shop. Now, I often go back and forth with my members in my group about how many different varieties they should be putting up of different types of AI generations. And my rule is only 3 to 4 and only 3 to 4 variations if you are substantially changing the style, meaning you are not just running the same image prompt 4 times over and then just putting up a slight variation of each, because it will pop out a slight variation of each of those generations. We want to go in and actually change something about the prompt before we actually list them. So this could be changing the color palette to something completely different, changing the style from like a very cartoonish looking design to a very minimalist looking design, to have a wide variety of different types of results. It is very easy to go in and change a prompt. I use ChatGPT for this. So I will put in my original prompt and then ask it to rewrite it in a different style, a different color palette, or even with a different subject. I do have multiple videos on this channel that talk about this and a prompt workflow that you can get included in that. So do be sure to check those out. I will have them linked down in the description. So this next one is a good update in my opinion, and it applies to the listing itself. So under the information now, we can see similar types of products that are related to our product specifically, rather than being shown competitors' listings. So it actually pushes it down just a little bit. So in my opinion, this is a really good update. So if they see something that is very hunting themed like this, they can see what else I have in my shop that is either similar in terms of the keyword or the design style. This next update is not a good one in my opinion, and this is the shop announcement, which has been moved down to the bottom of the shop page. So why they would move this down there, I'm not entirely sure, but I've always taught to have a very clear call to action to either join my Facebook group or my email list so I can stay in contact about sales and upcoming designs. And now this is basically not going to get found because most people are not going to scroll down to the bottom of the search results on your shop page. Maybe they will end up moving it back after some testing. We can only hope at this point. Finally, is that quality scores do matter. So this is the combination of your reviews, your listing accuracy, your customer service. So everything that equals out to those star seller badges that they have had for quite a while now, it actually finally carries some weight. So this just means that all of those things that equate to a star seller badge, so customer service inquiries or shipping things on time or having an accurate listing, are actually going to finally matter when it comes to be shown in the Etsy search results. So really just focus on 5-star reviews and making sure that we're answering customers within that 24-hour turnaround time. Now, this next one is just a rumored thing, but I still think it carries a lot of weight. And honestly, I would be all on board for this, as I have taught this over the past 2 years. And that is that external traffic may actually carry some more weight, meaning traffic coming from Pinterest or Instagram or your email are actually going to play a factor in showing in more search results. This means that repeat customers are going to carry more weight as well. And I find this interesting because a while back they introduced their little share link, meaning that you can add this and you would get a certain percentage back. I'm not really sure or remember on how it actually works. But from the beginning, Etsy, or when they actually introduced this little share link and wanted us to start sharing our own listings, they obviously wanted us to do this. There's a lot of back and forth about people thinking if you share your listing outside of the Etsy platform that it's going to have a negative effect. but why would Etsy be promoting this type of behavior if they did not want us to actually share our listings and our product? Again, this goes back to why I believe it's super important to be building your own traffic circle so you're not relying entirely on the Etsy algorithm, but on those repeat customers. Now, I've put together a free guide that actually walks you through this step by step and goes over the 2025 changes so that you can implement all of this without actually losing your mind or trying to keep track of it all at once. The link for that will be down in the description below. So to stay ahead of these changes, what we're going to want to focus on is just high converting listings. Obviously, this goes back to high quality mock-ups in the correct size. Again, I would not rush to update any of your past photos unless they are severely cut off and don't make sense to be shown that way anymore. As well as we're going to want to tighten our product variety, meaning we're actually putting out individual unique listings instead of making 10 of the same color pastel unicorns and thinking that they're all 10 going to sell, because Etsy is not going to give priority to volume versus quality. We also want to make sure that we're responding to customers as quickly as possible. I personally set up an automated message so that it's always continually responding, and then that way I'm not worried if it's been outside the 24-hour turnaround time, and I can go through all of my messages at one time and respond to anything that one automated message did not actually answer. Finally is the one that I have been preaching from the beginning anyway, and that is to build external traffic sources. And this is just to future-proof your shop and protect yourself in case you were ever pushed off the Etsy platform for whatever reason. So this could be in the form of an email list or a Facebook group or a social media account. Again, I recommend watching that video, the automated traffic circle or flywheel, which is what I built in the beginning, and that is how I grew my shop to over $1 million in revenue in that first year and a half. As always, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.